Hey, how you doing? Nathaniel Tice here with Muscle Activation Techniques of Arizona. I've got some gentlemen here today who'd like to tell you their experience with MAT, how it's helped, what it's done for them. So without further ado, Paul, I'll give you the floor and let you take it from here.
All right, thanks Nate. I'm Paul, and 3 years ago I was in a really bad way. I woke up one morning and pretty much couldn't move. I was in just terrible pain. Not really sure what caused it. I may have had some old injuries, car accident, maybe just because I was getting older. But I couldn't move, I couldn't dress, I had my numbness that was going up and down my left arm, couldn't feel my fingers in my left hand, and I pretty much couldn't move. So I went to my chiropractor, tried to get fixed that way. I went to physical therapy, nothing was working. I went to get an MRI and pretty much could not even sit still in the MRI machine because of the pain was so great. And but I got all doped up on medication just so I could sit through the MRI, and they determined I went to a neurosurgeon and they said you need to fuse your C6 and C7 vertebrae. And as a last effort, I was referred to Nate by my golf coach, who said you really need to check this out before you commit to surgery. So I did. I went to see Nate. I could barely lay on his table, but he was able to help me, whereas the chiropractor and some of these others couldn't. And we met with several sessions, and I was finally able to get relief from the pain. We continued to meet. I got my feeling back in my arm, and as we continued to meet, I actually lost my strength too. And so I got the strength back that I lost. And I've been meeting with Nate. First of all, we met 3 times a week, and once I got out of pain, then we cut it down, and now I meet with him every now and then. But I'm completely out of pain. I'm able to golf again. I have all the strength and the vigor that I had before, and I didn't need to have surgery. So to me, I felt like it was a miracle, but really, Nate's just very educated in how these muscles work together and how you get the muscles working right, that pulls your spine back into alignment, your other bones back into alignment, and then they hold those positions, and then and it helps you to get out of pain. And that's what it did for me. And I've referred Nate to many people, including many members of my family. I have 2 of them here. There's my wife's also gone to Nate. My daughter, she's had some sports injuries, and some of my in-laws as well. And every one of them has gotten relief. So that's my story, and I'll let my sons tell their story. Start with Ammon.
Cool. So I'm Ammon. I formerly a college football player. This was my senior year, and played defensive end and linebacker. The first game of my freshman season, playing linebacker, I tore my PCL in my right knee, and I went to physical therapy, I went to treatment, I went to things like that, and did all the exercises and things like that, and showed minimal to no progress. I was unable to, whenever I did a full body squat, I was unable to squat past a certain depth. I was unable to do lunges with my right leg, couldn't really balance on my right leg, couldn't really plant and change directions with my right leg. And so my dad referred me to Nate to do the muscle activation techniques, and we started working on my leg and found that it wasn't, we had some deficiencies in, I think Nate called it my popliteus, and some other parts of my leg. And as we worked on those things and worked on the attachment sites and things like that, I started to be able to fully squat and you know, go to parallel or beyond with my squats, and I could plant again, and I could go full speed again. I had a brace that was prescribed to me through my insurance, and I stopped needing to wear it. I stopped wearing my brace and was able to support my own weight. I was able to, you know, just have no issues whatsoever. I started out going to Nate once a week. Probably did that, I think, for 6 to 9 months ish. I think, maybe off and on, and then kind of got back onto it. And but then, you know, like I played junior college my first 2 years and then transferred, but I was still able to like implement the things that I worked with Nate. And every time I come home, I schedule a session just to make sure everything's still okay, but I'm still doing great. And yeah, got to play all 4 years of college football. It very easily could have been a career-ending injury. Tore a major ligament in my knee, but I was able to bounce back and, you know, start all 4 years of college. And I owe a lot of that to Nate and a lot of that to muscle activation technique. So, Sam.
My story's not as cool, but I hurt my back in spring. Oh, my name's Sam. I hurt my back in spring football, and I couldn't work out. I couldn't practice. I couldn't do anything, and I kept seeing the trainer, and the trainer was like, "You're cleared to play, so you should be showing up to practice." But I knew I couldn't play, and my coach was telling me, "You don't play, or you don't play, like you don't show up to lifting, you won't play." And so I was like panicking, and I couldn't, like, at the time I couldn't breathe. I couldn't like sleep. I couldn't do anything. So I kept going to the trainer and just kept making it worse and worse and worse. And then I went in to Nate. He started working into my, just all over the place, my hips, my hamstring, and then my back. Within like a week, I could breathe, I could sleep, I could play, I could start squatting again, deadlifting, just everything. And that's basically, and then I was able to play football.
Awesome. That sounds very, very good. Glad you guys could share your experiences with this MAT and how it's helped you, and I appreciate you. Thanks.